koto, I'm Natalie Gourmet, Agency Manager of Wellington Rape Crisis. Wellington Rape Crisis would really like to encourage you to make a submission to the Social Services Select Committee inquiry on funding for sexual abuse services in New Zealand. It can be something that just takes a few minutes, write a paragraph or two and send it off, or you can spend more time on it. We'd really like to urge you to take this rare opportunity to tell the government that we need funding and sustainable funding for our services. At Wellington Rape Crisis, we provide free services to survivors of rape and sexual abuse and their support people, and we've been doing so for 36 years. We work with hundreds of survivors in the Wellington region every year. We continue to see an increase in demand for our services. However, unfortunately, we only receive 25% of our funding from government. The rest of our funding we need to raise through contestable grant funding and also our own fundraising activities. This is not sustainable, and we're one of many organisations throughout the country working with survivors of rape and sexual abuse who are struggling because of this lack of funding. Lack of funding also means that there are gaps in services for survivors that we would really like to see filled. For example, there is a lack of services in smaller centres and in rural areas around the country, and a lack of kaupapa Māori services. Please send in your submission to tell the government why we need better funding for these services. You could write from the perspective of a survivor if you are one, from the perspective of someone that supported a survivor. You may work in a referral agency, or you may just be a member of the public that really values these services in your community. You can post in a written submission, or you can go online and write your submission. There's information about this on our website. You also need to indicate in your submission if you would like to do an oral submission. We would really recommend that you do that, as it adds weight to your submission. You also need to let the Clerk of the House know if you want your submission to remain confidential. Wellington Rape Crisis is running a submission workshop on Monday the 7th of October at 5:30 p.m. at St John's in the City. We'd really encourage you to come along, it's free and everyone is welcome. If you can't make it, please make a submission in your own time. We really need to get as many submissions as possible to tell government that we need better and more sustainable funding for services for survivors of rape and sexual abuse. Submissions close on the 10th of October. For more information, go to wellingtonrapecrisis.org.nz/submissions. Thank you.